All right, you guys should be able to hear me now. The quality is not going to be as good. I still have to fix this mic real quick, so I just unplugged it and I plug back in and see if that fixes it. But sorry, the audio wasn't working up front. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Sorry, having mic issues out the gate. Let me know if you guys can hear me now, though. I'll wait until you can hear you now. Sweet. All right. Sorry about the technical difficulties out the gate. My mic wasn't working for some reason, so I then switched to the external speaker thing, and now we got the mic working though. We should be good, but yeah, fire away your questions. Hit the like button; it does help out. Helps out with the algorithm. That's what I always say on these streams, as always. But yeah, we have CertainVids joining later. I'm checking Instagram DMs to see if he joins. If not, we'll just roll with it solo. But Stranger Boy was in here. Are you going to pick up the Suicide Squad when it comes out? I am. Hopefully they have a cool steelbook. I think they might have already released images of it, but I have not. I haven't seen those pictures yet. I probably have it on the Best Buy website, but yeah, I'll definitely pick it up. It's my second favorite movie of the year. Could go up, could go down. We'll see. I have to see more movies. Alex says, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Yeah, absolutely. Maggie's in here. What's going on, Maggie? I'm glad to see you here as always. Am I going to watch Halloween Kills in theaters or on Peacock? I'm going to watch it. I think my Wi-Fi is acting up too right now. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? I got the weird logo in the corner, so I don't know what that's all about. I might be reaching my stream limit, honestly, but I'm going to watch it in theaters, I think. But I don't know. I feel like it's wrong to watch a movie of that caliber on streaming for the first time. Like Dune is a must-watch in theaters for sure. Like a movie of that scale, you have to watch it in theaters. Not on streaming the first time. I can't speak. Let's see. Reagan talks about movies. What's up? How you doing? I'm glad that I got the technical issue sorted out early. Finally conquered Sinister Day, scariest movie I've ever seen. Yeah, I know what happens in that movie, and I'm never gonna watch it. But I'm just never gonna watch Sinister. I know it's like super demonic, and that's the kind of horror that I don't really gravitate towards. But yes, I don't plan to watch that ever. Let's see. Watching my high school football game right now. Very nice, very nice. Is your team winning? Let me know. I know your team's going to lose tomorrow, Aiden. Sorry to take shots at you on the stream, but Florida's going down tomorrow to Alabama, and Alabama's probably going to cover the spread. So, yeesh. Not going to be a good day to be a Gator for you. I'm sorry. Let's see. Is Shang-Chi better than Black Widow? Personally, I think yes. Yes, I think it is. I have an MCU ranking on the channel, but I do think it's better than Black Widow. It's just, the action is better. I like Shang-Chi as a character a lot. Like, he's just such a cool, badass dude. And then you throw in, Yelena is great in Black Widow, but I'd take Shang-Chi and Katie. Their duo is just top notch. Top notch. Gotta love it. I did get a haircut. Thank you for noticing. I got a haircut yesterday, I think, and I needed it. My hair, it doesn't grow long. It just grows out. So it was getting super thick like a mop. And I did get a haircut yesterday, and I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. So thank you for noticing. The View with Drew says, good news. Saw the first 4 Die Hard movies recently. They were all good. My favorite was Die Hard 3. Die Hard 3 is like a slept-on movie, I feel like. The first one is my favorite. I think it's the best. I think it's most people's, like, for good reason. Like, that movie's awesome. It's also one of the best Christmas movies. If you don't think Die Hard's a Christmas movie, you're wrong. I'm sorry. But Die Hard 1 and 3 are the best. 2 I like as well, actually. I think that one gets overhated. I mean, yes, it kind of is like a retelling of the first in a weird way. It's just in an airport. But I still dig it. And it's also a Christmas movie. It also is a Christmas movie. That's a fact. Not as much of a Christmas movie, but still, in my eyes, it's like a dark horse Christmas movie. But the 5th one is garbage, and the 4th one's okay. Ira says, are you excited for Venom Let There Be Carnage? Yes, I am, but not terribly excited. I'm excited because of the buzz recently, talking about the post-credit scene and talking about, like, expanding the universe. Like, I wonder what that could be. Like, it's shout out Sony for not being able to really keep anything under wraps. Honestly, it's kind of like, I mean, like, I don't know anything, but they always do stuff that makes things seem so obvious. And then if you go on Twitter and see like pictures of Tom Hardy wearing a certain hat, it's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So it's kind of frustrating in that sense. But I think we have certain. Let's see. Let's add him to the stream. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yep, I can hear you. What's going on?
I hear you too. It's a beautiful sight and sound in my ears. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a long time. To quote the end of Avengers Endgame, the song. It's been a long time.
It's been a very long time.
Like months, I would say. The last time we actually spoke was on the like over a live stream was probably the movie drafts, and like I don't even remember when that was.
Yeah, that's probably it. That was the last time.
It was the Nolan draft, right?
Yep, that was the Nolan draft. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that was that the first episode?
It was like one of the first 3 ones, I would say. So
yeah,
like
it was one of the first 3. But yeah, it's been a while. It's good to see you, man. How you doing?
Yeah, good. I'm doing great. Glad to have you back on, answering a bunch of questions. We got some a question about this one. I'm sure you have some thoughts on. Are you excited for Venom? Let There Be Carnage?
I am excited. I didn't see that last trailer that they dropped, but apparently they released the post-credit scene. So I didn't check that out either, but I'm just trying to avoid spoilers, just going. I am excited. I enjoyed the first Venom. It's not a great movie, but it was really fun. So I'm excited to see Carnage, and hopefully the post-credit scene is something No Way Home related. So I'm very excited.
That's what I was talking about right before you joined. I was saying like, if you go on Twitter, like I have not been spoiled for anything, but I feel like I did see a picture of Tom Hardy wearing like a No Way Home hat, and I'm like, they're kind of making it too obvious. I feel like Sony always like is so bad at keeping things under wraps, especially with the entire production of No Way Home. And then you look at the MCU, and they have everything on lock, like from Endgame to Multiverse of Madness.
It's true. Yeah, I think maybe they're kind of just embracing it now. They don't really care. It's just part of the reputation. But they have been very bad at keeping secrets. So
yeah, definitely. And I feel like this movie, hour and a half runtime. I know the first one was about that as well. It's just concerning. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out.
I don't mind the runtime. I think it's nice to just have a short movie. I wouldn't want it to overstay its welcome. So I'm fine with a 90-minute runtime. I think that's pretty short and sweet. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Let's see. The View with Drew says, which character do you think Keanu Reeves is better as, Neo
or the Matrix?
I think they might say
John Wick.
John Wick or Neo. That's what we're gonna go with. That's what we're gonna go with.
Well, who do you think?
That's great. I think Neo. I just think that's more iconic, and like John Wick as a character, like in the first movie, like his dog dies. There's that sympathy for him. But as Neo, there's a lot more layers to him. I feel like instead of him just killing people for an hour and 20 minutes.
I'd go Neo.
Yeah. That's great, though.
But the Matrix is not a bad option. I think the Matrix, it's better than Neo. So
yeah, fair enough. Oh man, let's see. I'm gonna binge Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki this weekend. Are they worth watching? Absolutely, I think so. I haven't heard your thoughts really on the MCU show, so I would love to hear your thoughts on both of these actually.
Well, I can't speak on Loki because it was like a motorcycle gang. I can't speak on Loki because I only watched like 3 episodes and then I just gave up. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I watched all the way through. I enjoyed it. Yeah. It was pretty good. So I'd say that's worth a watch. WandaVision is probably the one I've enjoyed the most, if I'm being honest. Because those first 8 episodes I was really digging. 9th episode they kind of dropped the ball, so that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. But I enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so I would say it's worth it. Loki.
Yeah, the thing about Loki, like I know Trevor from Film Geeks wasn't a big fan of it either. I know people who aren't. It's just I'm not going to say it for spoilers' sake, so you just watch it and let me know what you think in the next stream, Richard. But Falcon and Winter Soldier is a really enjoyable show in my opinion, and I like what they did with making Sam and Bucky like have so much more depth to them, especially episode 5. That's my favorite of the show. I think that's like a hot take too. People are like, that's the worst one, but that's like the one where we get the fight between the 3 of them at the opening. And then we get to see like the training montage, and there's the great scene where Sam tells Bucky like, you gotta fight to get out of this hell you're in. Like he gives him tough love instead of Steve, who's kind of like babying him the whole time. So I really like that episode a lot.
I think that might be my favorite one. I don't know what my least favorite was. Maybe the finale, but Yeah, I think I really enjoyed that aspect of really just focusing on the characters, because WandaVision kind of did that, but at the same time it also had a lot of outside stuff going on. This was just like really just solely about Sam and Bucky, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I did enjoy that aspect of it, where it was just a character study almost. So yeah, I'd say it was a good show. I'd
Yeah.
recommend it.
And honestly, I think that Hawkeye has that going in its favor as well. The fact that it's more
Right.
like grounded, real world MCU, and it's going to be more familiar to the viewers. So I think that it has that going for it. Plus the holiday vibes. Did you watch that trailer?
I did watch that trailer. I liked parts of it. I don't think I didn't think it blended together all that well. I feel like the tone was a little jarring.
Yeah.
But if I looked at it, like individually, like the beginning part with him running from his past, and then like the Christmas stuff, it looks fun. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Did you watch? I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions. Like,
Sure, yeah,
basically
it's
what
fine.
it's gonna be. You watched
You're good.
Black Widow and Shang-Chi, right?
I didn't watch Shang-Chi yet. I did
Okay.
watch Black Widow.
Okay. What'd you think?
I really did not like Black Widow.
That's fair.
I really did not like it.
Taskmaster was a massive L.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair.
It was a very dumb movie. I did not like it. Shang-Chi I'm looking forward to, but yeah, I'm not like rushing to see it, you know.
I enjoy Black Widow, and I'm very aware of the flaws, though. It's kind of one of those
yeah.
movies where, like, it's a very flawed movie with arguably the worst, like, main villain in the entire MCU with
Yeah.
Dracoff, like, arguably. But
Probably.
I don't know. I like Yelena, and I like Red Guardian. I got the pop somewhere back there, so it
Yeah,
has,
I like
it has
Red
its
Guardian,
moments, and it's more of just like I wouldn't call it a guilty pleasure. 'Cause I don't think it's a bad movie, but it's definitely flawed. It's like how I always talk about the prequels, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
But I regard this higher as a movie than some of the prequels, but that's just me.
Yeah, I just
Um,
I was just bored out of my mind for most of it.
I mean, I saw it 2 nights in a row, and I will say the second night I was dozing a little bit. There's a portion where they're like sitting at the dinner table, and after that, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, are we ever going to get to the third act? And the third act isn't spectacular.
Yeah,
like the action, especially.
it's really not. I like the cast though. The cast was nice.
Yeah, fair. Did you see what the Dune director said about Marvel? I mean, I've been on Twitter, so I have seen it.
I have seen it as well. He's What do you think what do you think about
Well,
his
I think
thoughts?
that if you actually read what he said, I think that the media may have twisted it a bit with the copy and
Yeah.
paste, because I don't think he ever really said copy and paste if you like look into it.
He said the words, but it was under different context. So
Yeah.
it's really kind of being twisted.
I
which is
think
what
that
the media does.
any director, just for their own well-being, should just like, if they're asked
Yeah.
about Marvel or the MCU, they should just be like, yeah, it's
No
awesome.
comment.
Or like, yeah,
No
or just like, no
comment.
comment. They shouldn't
Yeah.
say anything, but I don't know. I don't think, from one point of view, I don't think that the Marvel movies are copy and paste, because they have a ton of variety, but from a certain point of view, a lot of them, they have the same 3-act structure where there's like this big battle at the end with a bunch of CGI robots or aliens. So from that point of view, maybe. But if you look at like Thor: The Dark World, that's different than the first Iron Man, which is different from Guardians and Ant-Man. So there's a lot of variety in there. It's tough though. What do you think?
I would say I can't remember exactly what he said. I do agree with like the overall point he was making. I think he was saying something along the lines of, we have too many of those types of movies. And so, and he said, I can't remember, I only remember like bits and pieces. It was like, I don't like being called an auteur filmmaker, or it was something like that. But I do agree with like the general point he's making. Like we do have those types of movies a lot. And I guess in a way it kind of, I don't want to say brainwashes the audience, but it's like in a way it kind of influences the general audience's perspective. But I wouldn't say the movies are cut and paste. They do have that formula, which is always talked about. They are similar. But honestly, I don't care what he says, and neither should you. So, like, if you enjoy the movies, just keep enjoying them. Like, even if I didn't, like, if I just 100% did not agree with him whatsoever, he's still a fantastic filmmaker, and I still enjoy some Marvel movies. So it's like, it's no harm done at the end of the day. So
It's just one dude's opinion. Like I honestly
one
don't
dude's
care
opinion.
what he thinks, because he does his own thing, just like Scorsese.
Yeah.
Like I love some of his movies. I disagree with his take on Marvel, but I love The Departed and Goodfellas.
Yeah,
and all those movies. So
yeah, he's like I lost my train of thought. You go ahead. I don't know what I was saying.
I mean, Denis, like, Dune is going to be a massive, like, blockbuster movie, but I guess he's going to bring his own twist to it, so we'll see. I saw a tweet that was like, he's making a remake of, he's remaking, I don't think the original is a remake, though, so the tweet
was it a John Campea tweet? Because I think I saw it too.
I think so,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it was like, I don't agree with that. It's not a remake of a remake of a book.
It isn't.
It's like that isn't comparable. It's like one.
Right.
It's like Marvel movie. It's not like Marvel movies are known for being based on something. Like they are literally being adapted from the comics. So that's a bad comparison. But I think what I was gonna say is that I don't like that they're twisting it into like, oh, he's just trying to promote his movie, or like he's just trying to, like he's only saying this because he has a movie coming out or something like that. It's like he's gonna be asked about this because he has a movie coming out. And it's like I feel like people should just stop asking directors. Just stop asking directors for their opinions on Marvel movies.
Fair.
It's never gonna go well. Just stop.
It isn't. It's not. But James Gunn was like pro Marvel. Remember that? He like was talking about how
He was, yeah.
I mean, well, it makes sense because he's directed 2 of the movies. But,
Well, I do remember what he said. He was like, "My Marvel movies are different
Yeah.
from the rest." And it's like, I do agree with that. Yeah, his movies are quite different.
yeah, for sure. We got Bernie, the movie geek in here. What's going on?
What's going on?
Eddie, what's going on, Eddie? The GOAT, as we say. Let's see.
Eddie,
Are there any horror
what's going
movies
on?
you're going to watch for the first time in October? I have a few, or at least one that comes to mind. Doctor Sleep. I've never seen it. It's like a sequel to The Shining, I want to say, but it's also like part sequel to the book, part sequel to the movie.
Yeah.
I've heard good things. Ewan said it's good. Ewan's in here. Shout out Ewan. But that's the only one that I'm going to watch for the first time. I went hard last October, watched a bunch of new ones. My list is not as big this year. What about you?
Well, Doctor Sleep, I know Jaren really likes that. But I've heard mixed things about that. I don't know. I did watch Insidious a couple months ago, and I do have to watch the other 2. So those probably count. I may watch them this October, but other than that, I don't really. I don't think I'm gonna be watching like a ton. I'm not gonna go on a marathon or anything. If by Christmas, yes, I will do like a Christmas marathon. Like that's just tradition. But yeah, I don't think I've never really done like a big Halloween thing. I like Halloween a lot. It's just not like something that I just sit down and just watch a ton of horror movies for. So yeah, I don't see that changing. Plus, I have a lot of stuff going on. So.
Yeah, October's a busy month for like regular releases anyway. Like there's a ton of new ones. So, and What If's going to be wrapping up. There's a bunch of stuff going on in October, but I would like to rewatch, I should say, Scream, because that'll be my third time, and like Psycho is like a tradition. So a few movies I want to rewatch.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just almost knocked over my light and everything. Oh man, let's see. I finished watching Mud. It's amazing. I haven't seen Mud. Have you?
What's Mud? I don't know what Mud is.
It's the McConaughey film. He's like I don't know the word to describe him. He like lives out in like not a swamp, but he's kind of like what's the word? He's on the run. He's like an outlaw, and he helps these 2 kids find someone. I think that's the premise of the movie, but haven't seen.
I've never heard of it. I have no intentions of watching it.
Oh man, Harris, what's going on? Blue Moxie, how you doing? Favorite Star Wars character? I'll let you go first. If you know.
Favorite Star Wars character.
I can fire 2 off that I always say.
I don't. Probably Darth Vader. I that's a classic answer, but that's probably what I'd go with.
It's Obi-Wan or Han Solo for me. Those are like the 2 that I loved, and I had Obi-Wan's like his lightsaber growing up, and Han Solo, I've dressed up as him for Halloween. He's king of cool in my opinion, so one of those 2.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just finished listening to Iowa by Slipknot. Heavy as hell, but have you listened to any? I've never. Have you listened to Slipknot?
Nope. I know people who have, and they really like Slipknot. I think one of my teachers, his favorite his rock band is Slipknot, but I haven't heard Slipknot, so.
I haven't either. It sounds very heavy metal just based on the name, though. So
yeah,
very interesting. Let's see. I don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Go ahead, shoot me. We were talking about this earlier. I think it 100% is.
It is absolutely a Christmas movie. There's no debate here.
There really isn't. I mean, the plot is centered around it's on Christmas Eve, first of all, and he wouldn't be there. It's a Christmas party. Like, that is central to the story. He's at a Christmas party, and then he gets in the Nakatomi Plaza. He's then trapped there, and like, there's so many Christmas lines, like, now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho, when he has the Santa hat on the guy. It plays Christmas music at the beginning and end of the movie as well. So, like, it's a Christmas movie. Come on.
It absolutely is. I don't think he'd be there for like some other holiday. Like, it's not like that common. Like, I guess Thanksgiving you could make an argument for, but
I don't know.
I mean, how common is it that somebody, you know, goes and visits on Thanksgiving? It's more so Christmas Eve. So.
It's Christmas, yeah.
It's Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think the post-credit scene will be for Venom: Let There Be Carnage? You know what? I'm going to say this is my prediction. Haven't seen anything on Twitter. I don't think it will be this scene from the No Way Home trailer, but I do think that little shot everyone's saying, "Oh, it's Lizard, it's Lizard," where it's like that dim shot behind Peter. That could be Venom.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to say. That's not answering the question, but I think that I think it could just be maybe Vulture because we see him in the Morbius trailer, something like that.
I like where you're going. I will say though, I watched a enhanced version of that shot. The person in the background had a lab coat on. So
okay.
It's leading me to think it looked like a lab coat.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's probably Lizard, but that doesn't negate the fact that Venom could be in the movie.
Yeah.
I think the post-credit scene will probably be... I don't know. There's like so many possibilities. I think it'll have something to do with Vulture. I think it's going to have something to do with Vulture.
Fair.
Maybe that's seen... Well, no. That was Morbius. I was thinking Morbius. But I think Vulture is going to be in the movie. I feel like that's going to be it. That's how they connect it to Morbius. And then Vulture is going to play a larger part because he was in the trailer. And they're probably going to, you know, have him a lot in that movie. Maybe for like, you know, 10, 15 minutes. So I feel like Morbius, he's more of a main character, but you're going to see him in Venom. Or you could see J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson in some way.
I like that.
So those are my two guesses.
Yeah, those are good guesses for sure. Angelo says it's my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Angelo.
Happy birthday.
Saying that in the chat. Richard says, are you watching the Bond films to get ready for No Time to Die? You a big Bond fan?
No, I am not. I'm not watching them.
Yeah, I am going to rewatch the Craig ones. And I have a box set of all of them over there that I got for Christmas. And I was like, oh, I'm going to watch them all. And then the movie kept getting delayed. And I was like, I don't know. So I probably will just watch the Craig ones. But one day I would like to say I've seen every James Bond movie. So you never know.
Yeah. Never know.
I believe Cry Macho is Chris's new favorite movie of the year. Cry Macho is the cure to insomnia. It is one.
Did you not like it at all?
Extremely boring. And aside from that, there are moments that had me laughing out loud where the tonal shifts were so jarring. First of all, the whole movie is basically just Clint Eastwood driving in a car, and that's what in a desert to get this kid and bring him back to Texas. But there's one scene where he's like taking care of animals in a small village because a car gets stolen. This is spoilers. I don't even care.
It's fine. I'm not watching it.
Cry Macho, spoiler warning. This guy gets out of the car and he like looks brooding and he's like sprinting at him like he's about to like draw a gun on him or like fight him. And then he says something and then he goes, I need you to look out. I need you to take care of my dog real quick. And this lady's holding a dog. So like the score was amping up like he was about to get thrown down on. And then it's about like taking care of the dog. And then there's so many moments out of nowhere where there's one where they're driving and a car just drives up beside them and tries to run them off the road. Like the movie's just hilariously bad.
For no reason. Okay.
Well, it's like a character that you forgot about like an hour ago, but there's no rhyme or reason for them to be coming back. It's a lot of just nonsensical things happen in that movie. And
my kind of movie.
You're tired. It's some of the worst acting I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding. If you have HBO Max, you should watch the first 10 minutes. There's a scene where I'd say Clint Eastwood's character's boss is like talking, and I could probably done a better job. I've never acted in my entire life.
Good to hear. I definitely will not be watching it.
It was disgraceful. Anyway, I just went in on Cry Macho. Sorry if any of you enjoyed it. What a name, by the way.
Cry Macho, yeah. I literally just found out it was coming out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, terribly marketed.
Yeah.
A lot of those HBO Max movies are like Reminiscence. That one failed.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I forgot about that.
I don't even know what that's like a wannabe like off-brand Nolan movie, but it wasn't good. So.
Yeah.
Stand by Me or The Goonies? Have you seen either?
I don't think I've seen Stand By Me. And I can't remember The Goonies, so I don't know what to say.
I'd say Stand By Me. I think The Goonies is a little overrated.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no answer.
Tobin Bell's in here, as well as that's the actor who plays Jigsaw, and Burger King making the weekly appearance to the live streams.
Incredible.
We got Taco Bell in here as well. So yeah, we usually get the different fast food joints in here. So
that's pretty nice.
Would you rather fight Lou Ferrigno or Dave Bautista? That's the original Hulk or Drax. I'll fight Dave Bautista, I guess.
Well, Lou Ferrigno, he's probably a little old now.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
Maybe I'd probably go for him. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't mean to sound mean. Like it's not like I don't hate elders. I just feel like he'd be the better pick in a fight.
Yeah, probably would be. I didn't think about the age thing.
Yeah, not to put him down. I mean, the guy's probably still in shape. I'm just saying, compared to Dave Bautista, I'd probably go with him.
Yeah. What's your guilty pleasure franchise, Chris? Let me guess. Saw. Saw is up there for me. I know you're a pretty big Saw fan, sir.
I'm a really big Saw fan.
Yeah.
I enjoy all of them pretty much.
Yeah. I enjoy them, but some of them are like terrible movies in my opinion. But like, like I don't like the Saw 7. Like I don't like that one. I can't stand what they did with something, and you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's just attempts to ruin that entire character. But anyway. I do enjoy those movies, but another one I'll say is the Twilight movies. Guilty pleasure as hell. Guilty pleasure as hell. Bad movies, entertaining though, and fun to make fun of.
I can't agree. I don't know what I'd go for guilty pleasure. I'm trying to think. It's probably Saw, but I don't know. I want a different answer. What's a movie? What's a franchise that I don't like that much? I don't know. I don't really have a guilty pleasure besides Saw. I think that's like the go-to. Like the go-to.
Have you seen like the Final Destination movies?
I've seen the 5th one. Okay. I haven't seen the rest.
Yeah, fair. Maggie says, unfortunately, I can't stay, but it was nice hanging for a bit. Have a good one. Well, have a good one, Maggie. Always nice to see you in here. Hope you have a good night. Meters Review says, I picked up a PS5 today on a restock, so it's been a good day. Are you guys going to pick one up? Do you have a PS5?
I don't yet. Hopefully I'll get one soon.
I don't have one either. I was planning to get one earlier this year, and then it's damn near impossible to find them. So I'll try and get one eventually, though. Eventually.
Yeah, I want to get one soon.
The upcoming games are like insanely cool. Like Wolverine and all that stuff. So.
I watched the showcase. It was really cool.
Ian says, any predictions or theories you have for No Way Home? I have a bunch. I mean, you have all day. I could sit here and just talk. Here, I'll bring up one though. Do you think you know that one shot of him with like the Iron Spider legs out? Do you think that they're edited out of that shot or not? I don't think they're edited out.
I think
Toby and Andrew.
I think there is editing going on. I don't think it's the Iron Spider suit in that shot. Okay. I don't think it's that suit. Toby and Andrew, I don't think they are. I think that's a random shot. And that trailer was really clever in its editing because it looks like that's the same situation as when he's in the suit and when Doc Ock shows up, but they're all different shots, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure the suit one, it's made to look like he's looking at Doc Ock, but that's a different shot.
Yeah.
So, because I don't think, there's like this theory going around that that Tom is basically going to play all three versions. Like, it's going to be them continuity-wise, but it's going to be Tom's face on all of them. I don't think that's true. Because Doc Ock, he wouldn't recognize that Peter. I feel like if he's gonna say it like just casual like that, hello Peter, I feel like it's gonna be because he knows who he's talking to. So I think it's definitely Toby and Andrew in the movie. I don't think they're in that shot personally. I think
I
it's
don't either.
but I do think it's a different suit in that shot. I don't know what suit, but it's probably a different one. We did see like a black and gold suit in the trailer.
Yeah,
so.
and with like Sandman, I'm hyped to see that character return. One of the big theories going around that I still am up in the air on, I really can't decide my thoughts on is Doctor Strange, or is it Mephisto, or is it like a variant of Doctor Strange? It's like it's tough to say. I think that it's a little weird that he would, not listen to Wong and do the thing. But if you look back at some of his choices earlier on, he's always kind of wanted to be his own way, and he's kind of stubborn in that sense. But it's tough, I don't know if they would want to go that big and make him be someone completely different. I don't know.
I hope they do, because I feel like it is a little out of character what he does. Yeah. But I don't know. I just don't think they're going to do that. So we're just stuck with an out of character Doctor Strange. We're just stuck with the out of character Doctor Strange.
I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I highly doubt it's Mephisto. If it is anything, it's probably like the Doctor's. Maybe it's the Doctor Strange from the What If episode. I don't know. But
that'd be a pretty cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Who knows?
I feel like it's just regular Stephen Strange, if I'm being honest.
Probably. He's just distraught after everything that he just went through, so he's kind of chilling in some sweatpants. Why not?
Yeah.
Nicholas Lee, what's going on? How you doing?
Hello.
What's the best cure for insomnia? Cry Macho. I already answered this.
We were just talking about that.
I've never seen the original Blade Runner, but I've heard it's a mixed bag. Have you seen it?
No, I have not seen the original Blade Runner. But best cure for insomnia, I would have to go with Murder on the Orient Express, the one that came out a couple years ago with Kenneth Branagh. It has such an amazing cast and has such an amazing source material, and the movie is such a snooze fest. It is remarkable. It is remarkable how bad that film is. I literally dozed off like 30 minutes in, and it's a murder mystery, which is like my favorite genre. So that's saying something.
I'll probably never see it. I know they have a sequel coming out, I think, this upcoming year, 2022, in like February. It's called Death on the Nile or something like that. And it's on a boat this time, so that's sick.
I unfortunately own it. So
yeah, I remember from your Blu-ray collection that you do own that movie. Yeah.
It was actually one of the first Blu-rays I ever bought, and it was a huge mistake. So yeah, I've been a lot more cautious since then. But yeah, that's probably my pick.
Yeah. Yankee88 says, "What do you think will be the best MCU film or TV show when this year's all said and done?"
Ooh,
I think know. I think. Well, right now, I think it is Shang-Chi. I really love that movie, but honestly, it's a toss-up between Eternals and No Way Home. I think that Eternals could actually end up being the best. I think No Way Home is going to be massive in scale. But we already know that from the trailer. It could be like further removed from Endgame. I don't think it's the best MCU movie. I prefer Infinity War now, but like Eternals just looks like it's going to be a damn good movie in general.
I would say I feel like Eternals has some potential. I don't think No Way Home is going to be the best one. I feel like it could be messy if they don't play their cards right. Show-wise, I feel like WandaVision is going to be the best one when it's all said and done, if I'm being honest. Or Hawkeye, actually. I forgot about Hawkeye. But movie-wise, I feel like it's probably going to be Eternals.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Which I love, I love Shang-Chi, but I think Eternals could top it just because that cast, Chloe Zhao, it looks real. Like, it doesn't look like it was tainted with any CGI.
Yeah.
And I feel like that movie's going to have a lot of twists and turns we don't see coming. So I'm excited.
Okay.
I do think TV show-wise, it will be Hawkeye. Just because Christmas. I don't care. Get me excited.
It is a very exciting time.
Let's see. Let's look for another one. Here we go. CertainVids is his name. CertainVids, that's what we call him. I'm interested on his thoughts how he'd rank the Harry Potter films. Because I know you're a massive Harry Potter fan.
I am. I have. I loved actually like right here. I have all the books, and I love the movies. So I am a really big fan. Ranking wise, I'd go bottom to top, and all of them are like 5 out of 5s for me. So it's like, you know, just a toss up pretty much. But I would go probably just based on entertainment and preference. I would go Sorcerer's Stone, then Chamber of Secrets, then Goblet of Fire, then Half-Blood Prince, then Deathly Part 1, then Prisoner of Azkaban, Order of the Phoenix, and then Deathly Part 2. That'd be my ranking.
Very nice. I actually have mine in my phone. I'm going to pull it up real quick. But that's a good ranking. Goblet of Fire is higher for me, though. I really like that one.
It's a toss-up for me between Half-Blood Prince and Goblet of Fire. Different days, I'm feeling a different one. So,
yeah.
I will say book-wise. Well, actually, book-wise is hard, too, because those are, like, 2 of the best books. So, I don't know. But it's a toss-up. It's either or, really.
Here's mine. And I haven't rewatched them since, I think, summer of last year. But I still have a very fresh memory of them. Last place, Half-Blood Prince. It's good. They're all like 4 out of 5 or higher for me. A lot of them being 5 out of the top 2, I think, are 5 out of 5. A lot of these are 4.5 out of 5, though. Then I go Chamber of Secrets, Order of the Phoenix, Deathly Hallows Part 1, Sorcerer's Stone, which I thoroughly enjoy. I've seen it the most out of all the movies. Goblet of Fire, Deathly Hallows Part 2, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about Order of the Phoenix that low. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
The rest of them, I think that's a good ranking. That's a fair ranking.
Yeah. I
Prisoner
like
of Azkaban. Prisoner of Azkaban is just on another level. It's
so damn good. That's all there is to say about it, really.
It's unbelievable.
What's your favorite Star Wars show?
Ooh.
I think for me it goes back and forth. If The Mandalorian is in season, I usually say that because like I'm on the hype. But out of season, it's hard to argue with Star Wars: The Clone Wars just for what it does to see these other pockets of the galaxy and these smaller stories and just more lore on the clones themselves. And plus, the Siege of Mandalore, the final 4 episodes, is it's a movie in my opinion. It's arguably one of the best Star Wars movies. So I'd say Clone Wars with Mando being a close second. Rebels would be behind that, and then I'd probably say Bad Batch. What about you? Is The Mandalorian for you?
I don't know. I really enjoyed season. Well, it's weird because like I enjoyed individual episodes in the season 2 more, but I think overall I think season 1 was better. I'd go Clone Wars probably. I agree with what you said. Yeah. I think Clone Wars is probably it.
Clone Wars nostalgia too. I used to watch it on like Friday night or like Saturday morning, depending on if I would stay up or record the episode on cable. The glory days, like the seasons 1 and 2.
Cartoon Network, right?
Yes, Cartoon Network, absolutely. It prime time. I love that. I love those days.
Those were the days.
Yeah, I remember like the premiere when it dropped. I was so hyped. Like the first episode of Clone Wars, and it's like the way that it's structured is like actually out of order timeline wise. So I rewatched it all in the official order. But it's like Yoda and some clone troopers. That's like the first episode. It's called like Ambush, I want to say. Let's see. Thoughts on Andrew Garfield's response on the No Way Home clip being false? I'm going to go on a quick rant real quick. So, if that clip is real, which we've all probably seen at this point, there's a few things that I'm just going to say. It might sound jumbled, but this is the way it is. It's out there. There's nothing we can do about it. So what do you want Andrew Garfield to say? And by you, I mean the people in general in the media. Like, Jimmy Fallon has him on there. He shows him this thing. He's like, oh, we know you're in this. Is this you? Like, do you want him to sit up there and say, yes, that's me? And then everyone gets pissed off because he announced to the world he's in the movie and confirmed it. And they're like, oh, you ruined it, when everyone's already speculating it anyway. Or do you want him to just say no and then you see it and have that surprise either in the movie or the trailer? Like, I'm sick of us trying to dig for these answers. Like, I firmly believe Toby and Andrew are in the movie. But it's a lose-lose situation for them because if they announce it, they get pretty much in trouble with Marvel. And everyone's like, oh, they spoiled the movie. When you are the ones actively seeking out the spoilers. So just let it be. Marvel will either put them in the next trailer or they won't. And then we'll see them in the movie or we won't. There's no point in trying to figure it out now. It's like trying to find your gifts on Christmas before Christmas Day and doing a surprise. Just let it be. Yeah. That's my rant.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I think it's pointless to ask them because they are under an NDA. They cannot and will not say anything. Actually, I think Tobey Maguire's just been going around and just saying he is in the movie. I think he's just taking selfies with random strangers. Because I saw this image, it was like Andrew Garfield with a mustache, right? And he's looking more like tame, whereas Tobey Maguire, he's got the emo cut and everything, and he's looking more cooler, and he's like, he's the Chad going around saying he's in the movie, and Andrew Garfield just keeps denying it. Yeah. But I think he's of course he's lying. Andrew Garfield, he's 100% in the movie. That clip, there's no way that clip is fake, because there was a video that released of someone claiming that they trolled the entire internet by showing how they constructed the image, but there were quite a couple problems with that. They were claiming they made a deep fake, right? But the problem is, for a deep fake, you need a base image for somebody, meaning whoever this person that made the deepfake, they would have to go out and buy a movie accurate version of the TASM 2 suit and construct a set and everything just to troll the internet for like 10 seconds. I don't think anybody's willing to do that. Second of all, it is very, very easy to just break apart an image or a video and just move it around, just make it look like you faked it. Like, there are tons of videos showing people, like, real footage being manipulated to look like it was created. And then third of all, that the video that released, there is a leaked 8K version of it. I kid you not. There is a 8K version of that video. So it is in super high resolution. Literally, he got caught in 4K. And he's got shadows on his area right here. When he's talking, his Adam apple's moving at the same rate. There's too many factors for it to not be real. So it is absolutely real, and he is lying.
He's in the movie. I mean, but the thing to me is, like, I don't get why we're all like even still speculating, because first of all, when Jamie Foxx was announced to be in this movie, that confirmed it for me, at least. Why are you going to bring back the actor, and as well as Melina, that confirmed Toby, like, why are you going to bring back the actor who plays the Spider-Man's villains and not the actual Spider-Man themselves? It makes zero sense. Mm-hmm. That confirmed it to me, at least. And when you see the Jamie Foxx Instagram post that got taken down a long time ago of all three of them fighting Elektra, it's like, we've known. I'm now living in denial. I'm in denial until the moment I see them. And hopefully that's in trailer 2, in my opinion, just because. Just say to hell with everything, like, and just go ahead and solidify yourself as breaking box office records. As much as I want to see it in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was thinking it was going to be something like, if this was the teaser trailer, then they probably have 2 trailers coming up. So I was thinking, second trailer, they reveal another villain from a previous movie, probably like Elektra or something. And then third trailer, you save for Matt Murdock. I was thinking that's what they were going to do.
Yeah.
But if they want to swap it, if they want to do Toby and Andrew as the big box office draw, and then save Matt for the movie, that's fine too. So I feel like that could be done.
And while we're on this topic, so many people have speculated, like, where the hell's the poster for No Way Home? And now people are like, we're not going to get the poster until after Venom Let There Be Carnage, because he's in the movie and he's on the poster. Like, so many people are speculating all these different things. It's like, this is the most heavily speculated movie of all time, because with Endgame, we were obviously speculating it, but that shit was on lock. Like there was no leaks or anything. They were just theories, rightfully so. We didn't know how they were going to come back from the snap and all this stuff. But like with this, we now have a trailer with villains confirmed from prior films, because that just, like, it sets it up. And I understand the speculation. It's the most speculated movie of all time. Easily.
I would agree, yeah.
Let's see. Looking through the chat here. I don't know what Star Kid is. I
have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry about that. Is No Way Home going to be good or pure nostalgia? I think you kind of touched on it earlier about how it could be messy. Mm-hmm. It could be messy. We'll see.
Yeah. I think
nostalgia will blind a lot of people, though.
Yeah. Me included. I will absolutely. Yeah, I will absolutely do not care how good it is. Yeah. I will love it.
Let's see. Elsa, what's going on?
Hello.
So you know how new movies have kind of flopped? Imagine Howard the Duck by the end of 2022. What? Is there Howard the Duck film coming? Or
I'm not sure how we got to that point, but sure.
that's great.
Yeah.
Max, if Max is in here or on the replay, he always references Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
Nick's in here from Nick Talks Flicks. What's good, dude? If you're still in here, let me know. Drop a question. Let's see. Howard the Duck threw me for a loop. I'm sorry. Hey man, I'm glad I found your channel. You're my new favorite YouTuber. Well, thank you for the support. I like the profile picture. It's a Gandalf the Grey, I want to say. Very nice.
Yes.
What if they make a fast food cinematic universe? Cool. Would it be animated? Like
probably
like the mascots of the restaurants?
I don't know. That's a interesting idea with a lot of possibilities.
Network 98 asks this question every few streams, so I figured I'd answer it.
Sure.
Which Star Wars trilogy is your least favorite?
Sequel trilogy.
The sequels by like miles and like by any amount of like distance. Like the original trilogy, the prequels are honestly not that far below it because I still think that's like the best storytelling in all of Star Wars. They had a clear plan. And I think that's just some of the most like in-depth, just masterful storytelling. The writing like of the dialogue is not executed well, but it adds to like the lore of Star Wars and adds to the universe. Yeah. Sequels, I don't want to get into it right now, but good lord.
There's just no enjoyment to be had. I just there's just blank slates.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I had to take care of Troll real quick. Let's see.
I did
Jason saying, Chris and CertainVids. Sorry I'm late. I was watching Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines on my surround sound max volume, of course. No worries, Jason. Glad to see you in here. And I've never seen T3, but I've seen T1 and T2.
I have seen T3 a long time ago. I don't know how I'd feel about it today, but it's fine. I
think that you've seen T2 or no? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen the. I think I've seen all of them except the third one, and no, not the third one. The Terminator Salvation.
Yeah.
That one and Dark Fate. Those are the only ones I haven't seen.
One of the hotter takes I have is that I think that, at least because of the era I kind of grew up in, I think Terminator 2 is wildly overrated. Not a bad movie, but wildly overrated in terms of being the greatest action movie of all time. There's better action movies. I think Die Hard's a better action movie. I think that like The Matrix might be a better action movie. Like, I don't understand the overwhelming hype for any of the Terminator movies. As much as I enjoy 1 and 2, it's just I like the first one better than T2. It's more of a horror movie.
Yeah, I do agree. I think the first one's better.
So
second one is it's good, but
it's a good movie, but like
it's not one of the best of all time.
If you look at the people who are always saying it's one of the greatest action movies, it's usually like the Flick Picks age group, which is like that makes sense. They were like 15 probably when you're like 10 to 15 when it came out, so they're like, this is freaking awesome. So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think we'll get for Disney Plus Day, which is November 12th of this year? Massive bombs are going to drop. I think we get a Kenobi teaser.
Oh, are you talking about the D23 Expo?
So there's actually something called Disney Plus Day this year. I don't know what it is.
I have never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like
because I remember the Disney Plus or the D23 Expo,
and they did like a Disney Investor Day as well. So there's a bunch of stuff.
That's what I was thinking about. Not the D23, the Investors Day. That's what I was thinking about because they dropped like tons of stuff for that.
But this is like November 12th, Disney Plus Day. I think we're gonna get a Kenobi teaser, and I think we're gonna get an announcement for upcoming shows related to Shang-Chi. I think we'll get a show based off of some of the characters from Eternals, maybe. We'll probably get a look at Book of Boba Fett. We'll get a look at Andor.
Probably.
Which, the future of Star Wars is awesome. So excited for that. And we could get like a teaser for Moon Knight or something like that. Like a quick teaser.
Yeah.
Another film.
Okay, I am seeing this. I've never heard of this. This is my first time hearing about this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see, because November 12th, I remember this. November 12th is when Disney Plus launched. So makes sense. That's when they're doing it. Yeah, you'll probably see Moon Knight and Kenobi. Those are the two for sure.
Kenobi is going to break the freaking internet. Because if all it has to do is, first of all, show him in any way, shape, or form. But a way to further that would be a lightsaber ignition, and then you just see like like the feet of Darth Vader in a lightsaber ignition as well, and that's gonna shatter the internet, dude.
It's gonna do that. Yeah.
I can't wait for that show.
That's gonna be hype.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Are you a Game of Thrones fan? Last time we talked, I don't think you were into Game of Thrones as much.
Yeah, I don't. I haven't seen Game of Thrones. So.
Okay, I'll answer this one real quick. Favorite heroes? Jon Snow. I mean, how can you not say Jon Snow? And like a mixed bag would be like Jaime Lannister. He's kind of like back and forth, if you will. But the Hound is like my favorite character, and like straight up villain. I think Ramsay is absolutely despicable, but that makes him a great villain. So let's see. Looking through the chat here. Which Marvel show in the next few years are you most excited for? So we'll not include Hawkeye. We'll say like the Moon Knight, She-Hulks, all that stuff coming.
Probably Moon Knight. I think that has a lot of potential. I did read something about the attire. I think, and that is, I think they're giving him a lot of suits right up front, which isn't preferred, but I think there's a lot of potential for that show. I think that's gonna be cool, especially Oscar Isaac.
And Ethan Hawke in there too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that cast is awesome. That one definitely excites me. Another one I'll say is, I believe it's called Secret Invasion, right? And it's got the Nick Fury one with Talos, and I think Emilia Clarke's in that cast. So I think Olivia Colman as well. I think so. That one is like pretty loaded with the cast. That could be pretty interesting.
I'm surprised they're doing it for a show, but sure. I'm excited. I want to see what they do with that.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be buying a PS5 because I have a PS4. Totally fair. I had a PS4 and then I exchanged it for my Xbox, and I kind of regret it. I did like a trade with my brother actually, but it's all good. It's all good. Let's see. My least favorite Star Wars trilogy, the prequels. Attack of the Clones is so damn bad.
Yeah, it is bad, but I mean, can you? Rise of Skywalker.
Oh my god, that's a train wreck and a half.
It's like a new breed of bad.
I also am a Phantom Menace defender, by the way. I'll die on that.
Oh, okay.
I'll die on that sure. Hill if someone wants to attack me for it.
I think I prefer that over Attack of the Clones simply because of Darth Maul. I think that's like the only reason.
Yeah. I like the pod racing. I don't care. It's kind of like this random 30-minute chunk in the middle, but I like the pod racing. It's cool.
It's really long. It's like a huge part of the movie.
Yeah, and the politics they really don't have a place for Star Wars, in my opinion. That that was not at all necessary, and I don't know what George was thinking with that. I can't stand Jar Jar, so I understand all the common complaints, but I do think that it's like the birth of like the Darth Vader story, and we get to see Qui-Gon is a fantastic character who's gone too soon. There's not enough Obi-Wan in the movie. I'll admit that. There's a video. I forget who it was. I don't remember who the guy was, but he was like how it should have been or whatever. I forget. There's a cool video series that was animated, and he had a plan for the prequels. It was insanely cool. I don't remember the video, but. I distinctly remember the guy's face. I just can't remember the channel name. Was it maybe? No, that wasn't it. I have no clue. I have no idea. I haven't been able to watch watch party. So what is your favorite What If episode? My favorite What If episode is actually episode 5, but I enjoy episode 4 and 3. They're right behind it. I just really like the zombie episode a lot.
I wasn't particularly fond of the zombie episode.
Really?
I really, really enjoyed the 4th one. And the 3rd one was all right. The others I just don't like. So
the first one and the most recent one are my least favorites for sure.
The first one was awful. I hated it.
It was Captain America: The First Avenger with Peggy. That's all it was with Captain Carter.
I wouldn't even call it that. It was just like it was trying
why
to
start
through.
the show with that one? Why not start the show with like a bang, like zombies or something?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. That one really put a bad taste in my mouth. That's like my least favorite Marvel content. It has to be. Like I despise that episode. It was just awful. I hated it. It was like Peggy was nothing like she was in the movies. I thought the voice acting was really, really bad. And they were just flying through the episode. Like it was so rushed. And I feel like that is a problem with like all the episodes, but it was really apparent in that one. So yeah, that the Iron Man storyline, it just does not make sense. So yeah, that episode was garbage. That's definitely my least favorite one. And then after that, I think my second least favorite would probably be Zombies. I want to say, because just I don't know. I didn't really like it all that much. It was kind of disappointing. But 4 was definitely the one that I enjoyed the most. It felt like it was utilizing the concept of what if the best, with like the time travel and the fixed point, like the extra lore. Doctor Strange, Benedict's voice acting was really good.
Yeah.
And it was just a solid episode, and I love the ending. I thought the ending was great.
Yeah, dark as hell, but you kind of need that every now and then.
Yeah, it was really, really kind of somber.
It left me up at night, like after the watch party. I couldn't fall asleep for like an hour. I was just like thinking about life every minute there, man. It really got
life
me.
Life is short. Yeah, it was a dark ending, but I dig that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Certain, on the Lord of the Rings show?
I hope it's good. I think they announced something about like it's gonna be filled like just a lot of sex and nudity and everywhere or something.
Gosh.
And I was like, why are you insistent on doing this to Tolkien's work?
Yeah.
It's like it played no role at all in the original stuff. But if it's good, sure, why not? I'll allow it. I'm hoping it's good. Yeah, they released that one image and it looked beautiful. It was just like a picture of like a guy on a horse or whatever, and it was like just land. It was a really cool looking image. Yeah. So I'm excited for it. Go ahead.
There's a lot to explore in that world, but I'm not like a diehard Lord of the Rings movie fan. Like I'll have to give them another watch. I think they're very good movies, obviously, deserving of all the awards they won. But
yeah,
it's not my personal go-to like fantasy type movie.
I really like the movies. I would say that it is, just from like a trilogy standpoint, I would say that is the best trilogy ever made. It's not my personal favorite, but I would say those are like the 3 most consistent movies put out back to back. It's just unrivaled. It's unrivaled.
Yep. Hard to argue. The only other trilogy I could say is no longer a trilogy. Toy Story. There's a valid argument with 1, 2, 3. I think
it's a trilogy. 4th one does not exist.
Honestly, dude, that movie has regressed so much for me.
It really did. Yeah, I remember putting out a video.
I never want to watch it again.
I remember putting out a review. I was like, Toy Story 4 is my favorite, and I don't know what I was thinking, because I like watched all of them leading up to it, and I still enjoyed that one the most. But now I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, what was I thinking? Like the fourth one is really bad. My favorite is obviously 3, but 2 is like really underrated. 2 is really underrated.
Yeah,
2 is like,
yeah.
In a lot of aspects, 2 is like better than 3, but 3 just hits harder.
And 1 is also like forgotten in the whole Pixar catalog. Like 1 is an instant classic. Like that, one of the most rewatched movies of all time.
I have a hot take about the first one. I don't like it all that much.
Really?
I really, really like it. It's not like hot take. Oh my god, I hate it. But it's I feel like it's just like a teeny tiny bit overrated. Like a lot of people consider it the best one, and that's just where I like draw the line because I don't think it's the best one.
It's the second best one in my opinion.
It is. The third
what's your
best.
ranking? Is your ranking from top to bottom 3, 2, 1, 4?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good ranking for sure though. Like the first one to me, I hate to use this term, but it actually is lightning in a bottle. Like I'll throw it on, it feels like a 30-minute episode of TV. But on top of that, like just the arc of Woody and Buzz, like especially when Buzz like realizes he's a toy, something about that hits different. And then Woody kind of going from being this cocky little asshole who, I'm the sheriff here of Andy's toys, and then he comes around on Buzz eventually, in the way that they have that moment where it's like it's not flying, it's falling with style, and then to infinity and beyond. That whole sequence, it's beautiful to me.
I think here's like my one thing. I think it's a near perfect movie. The only thing that takes me out of it is the fact that Buzz doesn't know he's a toy, but he still freezes with everybody else, and that's like the one thing that kind of takes me out of it just a little bit. That's like the one thing, and I feel like they asked the writers that, and I think they said that was like yeah, that's a plot hole. We just overlook that. So it's like there's like no answer for it
today. Actually, I did not think about that until today.
There's no answer for it, and it's like I can't think of any reason. There's like that's like the one thing that takes me out. Otherwise, I feel like it is a perfect movie, other than the like one thing.
Fair. There's always like a plot hole in every big movie that you think. Like there's one that people always nitpick about, and it doesn't bother me at all. Actually, it's very convenient. It's in Revenge of the Sith at the end when the droids are with Bail Organa, and he's like, have the droid's memory wiped, just so that it lines up with the original trilogy where they don't remember anything. It's like there was really no need to wipe their memory. It was just there to align with the original trilogy. People always complain about that. Like, why would he do that? And I don't really care. It's clearly just so that it's just like I don't give a damn. I don't care. I mean,
it's like I feel like there's nothing wrong with plot holes. I mean, it's valid to point them out. I don't agree with the people that are like, no, don't stop talking about plot holes. I don't agree with those people. But it's like it's up to you. If you care about them, fair. If you don't, that's also fair. So it's like it's entirely up to you. Like I love Harry Potter. There's a couple of plot holes in Harry Potter. So yeah, they don't like drastically change my opinion on them. But it's like it's valid to point out they're there, and it's valid to say they're there, but they don't bother me. They're both valid forms of going about it.
Fair. Let's see. We already answered guilty pleasure earlier, so we can go back. We talked about that a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. Did you ever watch the Justice League cartoon series? I never did.
Yes, I do remember I think it was like when I was 7. I remember nothing about it, but I do remember watching it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Here we go. Am I the only one that actually liked The Amazing Spider-Man? TASM 2 is really bad, though. we lost him. We lost him.
Well, that's all the time we have today, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Here, I'll say this. Since the last time we've spoken, I have seen TASM 2. I have rewatched TASM 2.
Ah, okay.
And I will say, I like TASM 2, I think, a little bit more than TASM. So
I agree.
I do think the fatal flaw of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the entirety of Green Goblin being in the movie.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Cut that entirely out. Make Electro the main focus, because the relationship between Gwen and Peter is the heart and soul of that movie, and that's perfect. I wouldn't change a damn thing about that.
Yeah.
I would just somehow make Electro responsible at the end. Like I don't know why there's this whole scene with like Harry and Norman, and Norman dies, I believe, right? And then Harry's there, and then they have the genetic this disorder or whatever that makes him look, you know what I'm trying to say. It's just that entirely doesn't need to be there in my opinion. But I think it's the issue with the first Amazing Spider-Man. Well, actually, I don't have as many as I used to. I used to be a little hard on that movie. Remember we did that watch along?
I
was almost looking for reasons to pick on it. I've come around a lot. I've come around on a lot on those movies. Like, it's hard to really pinpoint the issues with them. Like, I think they're all entertaining. Yeah, but I want to hear your case for both movies, actually.
Okay, so if you don't know anybody, those are my favorite Spider-Man movies. 2 is my number 1. I know 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's my number 1. I feel like the Green Goblin plot works really well. I think in the context, I just don't do that thing unless it's like super unnecessary. I don't really feel like anything should be cut out of the movie. I feel like it works well. Like it could have worked without Green Goblin, but then you'd have to rework a lot of things, and that's where like when you get into that many hypotheticals, I feel like it gets a little hard to pinpoint, where exactly should we draw the line. So I feel like if you are going to cut out something from a movie, it's probably going to be something minor. Like I have said before, like, this should have been cut out, But I feel like it's always because like there's an easy workaround for it. If you cut out Green Goblin, there's like so many loose threads then that you have to reconnect. So that's why I feel like it works very well. I think the first movie, because a lot of people, complain he wasn't in the first movie. Why is he in the second one? And it's like the first one, it has nothing to do with his friendship. It is completely a story about father and son. That's like the dynamic of that film. So he really has no place in that film. If he was in that film, he would be forced in. There's just no reason for him. And then the second one, I think they introduced it well. I feel like it is a little, fast paced, but I do like a fast paced film. I like that they, just go through the motions and just plot beat to plot beat. I like that. So second one, I think that's like, it it ruins me. Like it is a very emotional movie. I cry every single time. So that is my favorite Spider-Man movie. But the Amazing Spider-Man 1, I feel like it's very underrated. I do not agree with the fact that, you know, Peter Parker is too cool in that movie. I don't think riding a skateboard makes you cool.
People like over analyze the shit out of it. They're like, oh, he rides a skateboard, he's cool. Like people forget he's getting picked on in that movie. Like before, like he gets, like if you watch, he gets like bullied and beat up like multiple times earlier in the movie. So it's like he's still a nerd, you know, by Peter Parker standards. I just like a skateboard doesn't make you some badass dude. Like I don't get where people got that narrative.
I think it's like there's just this uprising, I guess. Like the skateboards just became more popular recently, and so it's like apparently. I mean, I never considered anybody with a skateboard cool. No. It's like, and it's like there's also the fact that, like, you know, if he's riding a skateboard, you know, do you really expect me to believe a guy like that isn't getting girls? And like he literally gets a girl in the first 30 minutes of the film. So it's like, it's not, you know, I don't agree with that. But
he's also still extremely awkward as well, like the way he's trying to like stutters over his words when he's talking to Gwen, you know, like when Ben's like he's on your computer and then he's kind of like awkward and stuff. Like that's still Peter Parker being like a nerdy teenager. So like I don't get the hate from that sense.
Yeah, that's like my favorite version, honestly. Yeah. Andrew is my favorite because I think he just really captures that kind of like, you know, he's kind of cool in a way, but like he's still a nerd. Like you can tell he's a nerd, and he gets picked on a lot. I wouldn't consider him a stalker. I think I know people are like, oh, he's taking pictures without her permission. Yeah. It's like I think that's in character for him. Like it's not a good thing, but it's like it's in character for him.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, characters can have flaws. So yeah, I think that's my favorite. That's my favorite version.
Totally fair. It's Cam. Cam loves it, and so I've kind of come around because she's always has the movies on. So I'm always like I'm watching them like in the background, like not fully or like logging them on Letterboxd, but I'll see like scenes from them, and I'm like, these aren't like that bad. I enjoyed them in theaters. I think there's this thing I have where I was heavily influenced from like 2016, 2017, like in high school, late middle school, where like, oh, it's cool to go with like the trends on the YouTube. So like if Stuckman said something, it's like, oh shit, that has to be, you know, like for example, everyone hated TASM 2. I'm like, oh, it's the worst one. And I saw it in theaters and I liked it. And I got the Blu-ray for Christmas and I just never watched it. And so when you don't watch a movie for years and years and you hear a negative story about it, you start to twist it in your head. And then when you rewatch, you're like, that was not at all what I thought I had built it up to be. Yeah. It's actually a pretty good movie. One of those examples would be like Interstellar. Like people were starting to flame on Interstellar. I never like spoke negatively about that movie, but I remember there was like a group of people on Twitter that were like, oh, it's Nolan being so indulgent and like it doesn't make any sense. It's like I always liked Interstellar, so I don't know where this hate's coming from. I always stood by it. Another one would be The Dark Knight Rises. Like people hate on that. I like it. I like that movie quite a bit.
I don't.
You don't? You don't? Okay. Well, I like it a lot.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I don't think I watched those two since theaters for a while. Same thing with the Raimi trilogy. I used to watch it a ton, but then I took like a break from like I'd say probably elementary school up until high school. So I didn't watch those movies for a long time, and all I heard was like, you know, Raimi trilogy is the best. It's like the top tier, you know, some of the best comic movies of all time. And then TASM 2 was like, it's awful, it's so bad. That's all I heard. And then I watched them and I was like, I still back then I used to still go along with what everybody said. So I used to like change what I thought about them in terms of when I reviewed it. But no, I thoroughly enjoyed them both, and then eventually I just came to realize, you know, TASM that's my Spider-Man. That's what I enjoy the most, and you know, I started watching tons of videos on those movies, and it's like, I don't think people have very good criticisms of those films. It's like it's fine to not like them, but it's like a lot of people like tend to point out, you know, holes in the plot, and it's like there are answers for all those things. You
make a good point there. I wanted to say something real quick to cut in, like. The people will nitpick the shit out of TASM 2 for no reason. Like I saw one video critiquing the man, like Andrew Garfield's accent or something. Like people are really stretching or grasping at whatever the leaves, whatever they call it. Straws. There we go. Like I think I was in that boat. Like I was just hating to hate. Like they're not that bad. I think everyone needs to give them another shot.
I remember the video about the accent. That's probably like the worst video I've seen on that movie.
Horrible.
It's like so many bad points being made, and it's like, you know, how can Harry fly the how can how can Harry fly the glider if he's never used it before? And they literally mention it's a neurological connection to his brain. So it's like they account for a lot of stuff. Like I think those movies are very well written. So yeah. So long story short, I like both of those films.
There you go. The Spider-Man rants. We had to have one.
There you go. Yes.
It was a must.
Can't go without it.
Who's your favorite music artist?
Oh,
I don't really have one. Like I'm not a like I listen to music a lot, but I don't have like a certain artist that I like. Oh, I like this album, all these albums. I just listen to songs. I don't know. I'm weird. I listen to some albums. I'll say like I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but they're not my favorite. I like a lot of their music. I like a lot of classic rock bands. I like pretty much anything. So can't really answer.
I have a lot of different stuff that I listen to. There are certainly some unapologetic answers that I will not reveal. But favorite music artist, I really like this one group. They're called Voice Play. They're an a cappella group, and they're really good. And then their bass singer, his name is Jeff Castellucci, and he does solo stuff as well. And I really enjoy his stuff. So that's probably like my answer. And then like I listen to music scores and stuff. So there's this one guy. What was his name? Adrian. I don't want to mispronounce his last name, but I'm pretty sure it's a German name or something. He does like musical compositions, and he's really, really good. So that's probably some of my answers. And then like I listen to hip hop stuff and everything. I like NF and Kanye. I listened to Dondo when it dropped. So those are some other options.
Fair. Hector in here. What's going on, Hector? How you doing? Do you watch concert films, certain?
What is it? Is it like one of those films that's
it's like the concert is just filmed, I'm pretty sure.
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
Unless you count like the Bo Burnham ones, because I do want to watch those.
Oh yeah. I've seen all the Bo Burnham specials except for the one that's like you can't find it. Words, I think it's called, or something like that. That one's hard to find, but the other, like the 3 on Netflix, I've seen.
I have not seen those. I need to watch those. Okay, but Inside was amazing. So
yeah, absolutely. Are you a Nolan fan?
I am. Yeah. Actually, since the last time we spoke, I did have a little bit of a swap. Tarantino became my favorite director.
Nice.
But Nolan is still my second favorite. So yes, absolutely a Nolan fan. My favorite film of all time. I think I saw a question. I don't know if we got to it, but my favorite film of all time is The Prestige. So
yes,
that's a Nolan film.
You and I have been fans of that one for a while, and always like we always say it's like low key one of his best ones, like in the top 3. It's my I think 2. I think it's my second favorite.
Your number one's Inception.
Yes,
right? Yes. Okay.
It's hard.
Inception is my. Inception is like my top 10 for sure. It's so weird because like, it always goes back and forth.
Of Nolan.
All time, because I don't know exactly where it is right now, because like it always goes back and forth. Sometimes it's The Prestige, and sometimes Inception moves up. And there was a point where I just didn't like Inception that much, but then it just grew on me again. But I just every time I go back to The Prestige, it's just so phenomenal. I love it.
Freaking good. Cam hasn't seen it, and I think we might do a reaction video to that at some point.
Yes, definitely do it.
Because she does not know a damn thing about that movie, so I think
that is the best possible situation to be in.
Oh yeah,
definitely gotta do that.
Oh man, let's see. This is a quick one. I'll answer. It's sports. Did you see the alternative Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli? I did. They're like doing their own broadcast of it. It's pretty cool. I like Peyton Manning quite a bit. So
yeah.
Let's see. I'll probably take a few more questions, and then we'll wrap it up. We've been going for about an hour 15. So drop your questions in the chat. Make sure to hit the like button if you guys are in here, or if you're on the replay, hit that like button. It does help out. But let's see. Let's look for some questions here. A lot of conversation. I like that, though. That's good. Here's a Game of Thrones one. Who's your favorite out of these 3? Tywin, Littlefinger, or Cersei? I think I'd probably say Cersei, because I think she's just the definition of evil, and I like her character. I don't like what they did with her in season 8, but I can't. It's done. What's done is done. Can't go back and change it. Are you sports fans? If so, what are your favorite teams? I love college football. The Georgia Bulldogs. They're my team for life. I go to school there currently, and I'm going to the game tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. Other than that, I
Sweet.
do like the NFL, NBA. I just don't have a team. I just follow it. What about you?
Yeah, I haven't watched NFL in a while, but college football is. I'm in Texas, so Mean Green. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going with.
Is that North Texas?
That's North Texas. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
UNT.
We played them once in like 2013, I think. They like came out to Georgia. It was crazy. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Why is The Dark Knight not your favorite Nolan movie?
Because
So
the
good.
Prestige.
Inception, The Prestige. I think Dark Knight's 3. There's no denying the greatness of that movie.
Right.
But for me, I do nitpick it a little bit. I think that it should not be the 5th or 4th rated movie on IMDb. I feel like people forget about that movie after like the first 2 acts. I feel like people forget about the whole like warehouse, or whatever you want to call it, the big building scene where like it's the reversal, right. Like that whole action scene. Like it's that to me is where the movie kind of falls off a bit, and I can't tell you why, honestly, because there's just a vibe that feels a little off, because I think the first act is 10 out of 10. The second act as well, but like something about the last act of The Dark Knight is just not perfection to me, and I can't tell you why. That's me being a hard ass, kind of.
Honestly, I would agree with you in a way, because The Dark Knight is one of my favorite films of all time. But if I had to say like something that I don't particularly enjoy, it would probably be the last act. I think it's just that scene with the 2 ships. Like it's kind of intense, but it's like it's not top tier. Like there's just something about it that's just not top tier.
There's something about it. It's hard to pinpoint, but I know what you're saying.
Because I think like the first act is really good. The second act, one of the best acts comic book history. I think like that's like the perfect midpoint. Like maybe just film history in general. The third act, I think the ending is really solid, but I don't know. I think it just gets a little rushed. I don't know.
It feels like what it is it starts to lose its like being based in reality for me. Like the echolocation or whatever that thing that Lucius develops, like that, it loses the touch of reality, because that's what I love about the first 2 acts. It feels like this could be happening. Like it's super realistic, and then it becomes a little too comic booky, and maybe if it didn't rely on that as much, it would have been a little better. But I mean, this is me just kind of nitpicking the shit out of one of the best comic movies of all time. So
you just have to say something. That's probably what you'd say.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, Dark Knight's it's amazing. It's top 3, I think, for me. Nolan wise.
Damn good movie, obviously.
Yeah.
I plan to do a reaction to The Prestige. I gotta figure out when though. What's your favorite fast food place, Certain?
Fast food. I haven't eaten fast food in a while. I think I like Taco Bell. That's not like my favorite.
Fair.
I'll go Domino's. That's what I'll go with.
Okay. I like Domino's. They got some good crust on their pizza.
Yeah, crust. The crust used to be really bad, but they fixed it.
Yeah. Let's see. Looking for a question here.
Favorite Spider-Man movie? We just talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about this. So you can kind of go back and look. I don't think I gave you guys my favorite, but
yeah, you didn't give yours. I think it's Into the Spider-Verse, right?
I think that it's actually Spider-Man.
Number 1?
Spider-Man
Okay.
movie. I think it is.
Okay.
I rewatched it recently, and Spider-Verse, hell yeah, it's freaking awesome. But something about that first Spider-Man movie, I don't know. Go read my Letterboxd review for my succinct thoughts. I have a ranking coming later. I have a ranking coming later. That's all I'm gonna say. Horns down, yeah. Boom. That's what we think of Texas. The Longhorns. The Longhorns. Are there a lot of Texas fans around you, or no? Like the Longhorns?
I guess. Yeah. I have some. Yeah.
Who's your favorite Lord of the Rings character?
Probably what's his face? Aragorn, and nice. Gandalf. Nice. Those are my 2 favorites.
Yeah, I like Aragorn a lot, and I haven't seen the movies in damn near
3 years,
9 years, I'd say.
Oh my god,
long time. It's not gonna be like a first time watch because I know the scenes. It's been a long ass time. A long time.
Those are some epic movies. I will tell you that. They are some epic movies.
I'm excited. I don't really remember the second one that much. Two Towers, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Two Towers. Oh, you're in for a treat.
I barely I don't remember the Battle of Helm's Deep that much. So
that is amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. Do you watch extended or regular? Theatrical?
I watch the regular. I don't have the extended, but I will watch the extended one day.
Let's see. What's your favorite drink? I like. Honestly, I'm a pretty big fan of Powerade and Gatorade. Like if I don't want water, but water is the best right here. Water's the best drink ever.
Yes, sir. Next to water, I'd go probably Sprite.
Oh, that's good.
That's the one. I feel like that's like the only one that when I drink like after like something heavy, that's like the only one that just feels good. The other ones, it just makes me feel bad.
Yeah, like regular Coke can sit heavy on the stomach and make you feel nauseous sometimes if you drink too much of it.
Right. But yeah, Sprite is probably what I'd go with, especially in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thoughts on Watchmen? Have you seen Watchmen or read the graphic novel?
The movie, I'm guessing, the Zack Snyder film.
There's also the HBO series.
I have not seen that.
Okay, yeah.
But I think I liked the movie. I think I saw it a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was good.
We'll answer like 3 more, so it doesn't have to be movie related. Fire them off. Definitely hit the like button if you guys are in here, especially on the replay. Favorite Star Wars movie? I always miss it. Right there. The original. Come on.
The original?
Yeah, what about you?
I would go the original as well.
Ooh, that's so rare, you know? Everyone is always
It's rare,
Empire
yeah.
or Sith. And that's also very valid. I don't, as much as I love Star Wars, and I'm not going to invalidate anyone for saying that Revenge of the Sith is their favorite, because I totally get it. I don't think Revenge of the Sith is as good as everyone gives it credit for, especially after the opening sequence, the battle over that. Like, you get some drawn-out scenes of Anakin and Padme, which is further developing their relationship, which we're going to see fall later on in the movie. But it's almost like, why? Like, why is it so drawn out? Like, he's got this vision, and then he goes out, and then there's also a lot of that political discourse about Anakin becoming a member of the Senate that just really, yes, it's necessary to see his turn, but it's, again, very dragged out. Apparently, there was a 4-hour cut of that movie. I think that would have made it too much. I don't think that would have been that would have flowed as well. The third act of that movie is insane. Like, from Order 66 on, the movie's freaking awesome and insane. But people forget that it's got some pacing issues in the first 2 acts, I'd say.
Yeah, I think everybody does focus on the ending. The beginning is kind of hard to get through, if I'm being honest.
Oh, I mean, it's a really long opening, dude. Like, are you talking about the opening? Like,
no, I mean like just the first 2 acts in general.
Okay.
I really like the opening scene, but the first 2 acts, they get a little hard to get through.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Revenge of the Sith is like top 3 for me. But it's not my favorite. I do prefer Empire, and actually I think I prefer Return of the Jedi over it too. But
I as well. The original trilogy is my top 3.
Yeah, but I just there's just something about the first one. It's probably the funniest Star Wars movie. So
I think it's really funny, but I would say on the topic of like overrated, underrated, I think the most underrated nowadays, like everyone with the sequels and prequels, like I feel like Return of the Jedi doesn't get as much love as it should. Like, that's a fantastic conclusion, and you want to talk about a great 3rd act, like the whole throne room thing with Palpatine, and he's like, I'm afraid the battle station will be fully operational by the time the Empire has arrived. And he's just so evil. I'm like, I freaking love this, and I like the Ewoks. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh yeah, I love the Ewoks. I don't know why everybody hates them.
The Ewok haters are the same people that hate on Andrew Garfield's accent in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I just can't enjoy anything.
They're so cool. I don't know why everybody hates them.
It's no different. Imagine if there were Wookiees. Would people have complained as much? It's no different. You're on their planet. They obviously know they can use these resources, and they can take down the stormtroopers, who have been clumsy the whole freaking time, if you look at them. They can't shoot for shit. Like, just look at the other 2 movies. They're just henchmen. Like, their henchmen are always inferior in movies. Like, they just don't know what they're doing half the time. Like, that's why the battle droids in the prequels were like that. They're just bantha fodder, to quote Star Wars. Anyway, I think I have seen the extended versions a long time ago. That was the version I watched. But again, I gotta just go a theatrical rewatch here, and I'll probably do them all in one day. It's possible. It's probably like a long day, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Stranger Things 4?
Ooh.
I think it should be the last season.
Excited. You need to watch the last season?
I think it should be the last season of the show. Stranger
It should
Things
be the
season
last season.
4.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it needs to keep going, but it probably
Yeah,
will.
I would agree. Yeah, I don't think it should keep going.
I don't want it to lose the magic.
Yeah, it would be. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, I think that we have to see another death, though. I think one of the kids eventually needs to die. I know that's morbid, but I think one of them needs to die eventually, in order for the stakes to continue to, be raised. Last season they did a good job, though.
Yeah.
And let's see. I'm looking for like two more good ones, and I'm all ended. Here, I'll go with this one. Have you seen V for Vendetta?
I don't think so. No.
I saw it once. 3.5 out of 5. There you go. Letterboxd review, but it's a movie that probably warrants a rewatch. It's one of those kind of not mind bender, but you got to see it through a different perspective once you've seen it once, because of certain events that unfold. You know what I'm trying to say, kind of.
Okay.
Do you prefer? This is the last one, I guess. We'll end on this one. Do you prefer movies that deliver in the first 2 acts but fails in the 3rd act, or vice versa? So the question is like, the first 2 acts are amazing, the 3rd act falls apart, or the first 2 acts kind of suck, but the 3rd act ends with a bang. I'd prefer the one where it's kind of crappy for the first 2 acts, but the 3rd act ends with a bang.
I would,
because
I would agree.
You don't want to end with a sour taste in your mouth. You're more forgiving. Like, for example, we were talking about Revenge of the Sith. Like, you end with that with the Mustafar battle and Anakin becoming Vader. Like, you end on a high as opposed to like a movie. A lot of people say Wonder Woman falls apart in the 3rd act, which is valid.
Definitely.
It leaves a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth. So I prefer where it ends with the bang.
I would agree, because this is not a movie, but like if you look at WandaVision, it's technically, if you split up into acts, it's 9 episodes. So 3. First 2 acts, well, the first act, the first 3 episodes, phenomenal. Second act was okay, I guess, and then the third one, it was almost really good because of the second to last episode, but then the finale just completely falls apart. So I would definitely say it's better to start off slow and then end big than to start off good and then end poorly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Endgame. When people think Endgame, they think of the last hour. So like that's just how powerful the final act of a movie could be.
Yeah.
But that is going to do it for all the questions here on this. Not Wednesday. I always do on Wednesday. Friday. It's Friday. It's the weekend. Hell yeah. Friday night Q&A. Joined by CertainVids. Thanks for joining, man. Before we end this, do you have anything you want to plug? The floor is yours.
Well, if you want to follow me anywhere, I am on Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, all at CertainVids. I am on YouTube by the same name. I have not made a video in a while, but I am planning on making a video on Malignant. I don't know if you watched that, but
okay.
It was.
I haven't seen that one yet, but
you haven't seen it.
Things.
It is very, very good. I really enjoyed it, so I'm gonna make a video on that. And then I started making Harry Potter videos, so I do have one planned for Fantastic Beasts, which I do not like at all. So that is going to be one large video, one collective video on Fantastic Beasts. And probably I'll figure something out for the end of the year. Yeah. But that's what's coming up. So follow me on all the socials and all the YouTube channel. And thank you for having me on here.
Absolutely. Yeah, all that's linked down below in the description, guys. Go subscribe, follow on all the social medias. As for Film Stocked, I got some videos coming next week. I know Tudum is coming next Saturday, which is the big Netflix global event. So we'll be getting a bunch of trailers. So I'll have a bunch of videos on that. Stranger Things, Ozark, Extraction 2 possibly. We'll see what happens with that. But thank you all for being here. If you're watching on the replay, shout out you. Max, I know you're probably watching on the replay. Hit the like button if you guys are in here or on the replay. It does help out. Subscribe to myself. Go subscribe to CertainVids, all that stuff. That's going to do it.
I do have a disclaimer.
Go ahead.
I do have a disclaimer. If you follow me on Twitter, I am very toxic. So just be prepared.
The toxicity is real.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Link down below. I bet some of y'all are tempted to go check that out now, though.
Sure. Yeah.
Do it. To quote Palpatine, do it.
Do it. Yeah.
That's gonna do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.